Now, the other day I was listening to a video by Jason Wilson. I suggest that you check the whole video. It's linked in the description. But basically, he was saying this.
After our last live discussion around my video, The Woman Who Could Bury a Man Alive, I've been sitting with something heavy, and I had an epiphany. Out of all of the problems men bring to me, almost every one of them centers around a woman. The depression, a woman. The anger, a woman. The insecurity, a woman. The loss of focus, a woman. The spiritual drift, a woman. The financial overextension, trying to impress, a woman.
And I found that that's very, very true in all kinds of aspects for men's lives. There's something that we don't even talk about. We don't even discuss these things, and we don't even acknowledge it to other people because it's kind of embarrassing. But the truth of the matter is, all of the things that a man does in his life, and a lot of the things where he draws meaning from, comes from a woman. Now, this can be something great, but it also can be a double-edged sword, because at the end of the day, if you're drawing your significance, if you're drawing what gives you value as a man from her perspective, or how happy she is, or how amazing her life is, and really it's, like I said, a double-edged sword, because whenever you place that amount of responsibility onto somebody else, that leaves you feeling empty inside. And that is a recipe for disaster in terms of your own self-worth and your own self-confidence. So the best thing that we can do as men, as individuals, is understand that our validation comes from within, comes from us. So the more that you're in the driver's seat, the more you control about your view, your worth, that really leads you towards a better life, better outcomes, better beliefs about yourself, better feelings about yourself. Understanding that that's how you gain confidence. That's how you gain competence. That's how you show up better into the world, is by not relying on other people to tell you what your worth is. And so I think that this is something that we need to talk about. This is something that we need to address, because the more we kind of extrapolate that responsibility, the more that we kind of delegate that value to other people, the more we run into problems later on, and the more we start to devalue ourselves. You know, and a lot of guys run into this problem where they're always looking for validation from a woman. And that could be your significant other, your spouse, your girlfriend, or that could also be your mother. That could also be your auntie, or somebody that is really close to you and that you feel the need to impress all the time. And like I said, there is a time and a place for that, and there is a moment where that pursuit is noble and beautiful, and it's going to lead you to have a better relationship. But it cannot be the center focus of your life, because if that's the case, then you're always going to end up disappointed, because nobody, not a single soul in this entire green earth can ever live up to your expectations. Every single person on this earth is never going to live up to your expectations, because they can't read your mind. They cannot know what you need. They cannot know the things that you're expecting or wishing from them. The only person who knows these things is you. This is the thing that a lot of guys kind of miss. And this is really kind of the key to happiness in general. This is something that I heard from the comedian Jimmy Carr, which I think I found really, really insightful and helpful. And he said that happiness is your current situation minus expectations. What does that mean? It means that your expectations determine how happy you are with your current situation. It's not the things that happen to you. It's not your job. It's not your status. It's not your position. It's not your girlfriend. It's not your wife. It's not any of these things. It's your view on these things. It's your expectations of these things. It's your expectation of your girlfriend or wife. It's your expectation of what you're going to get out of that that's really driving your ability to feel happy about your life. And so If you kind of delegate that towards your woman, first of all, that's going to place a whole bunch of responsibility, a whole bunch of pressure on her that she's not going to want to handle, because that's a lot to handle for anybody. So the more you outsource your expectations to other people, the more disappointed you'll be, because nobody will be able to reach that without you communicating to them, because it's your responsibility, it's not theirs. If you understand that it's your responsibility to meet those expectations, then you can clearly communicate what it is that you need from that relationship, and therefore you can start to get what the things that you want, the things that you need from that relationship more easily, because you're able to communicate it to them. So it's not their responsibility to magically read your mind and get to that place. It's your responsibility to communicate it so that you actually get it. And for those of you who are not in a relationship, who are not even in a relationship, but you're still finding yourself in this hamster wheel, trying to impress women, trying to make women the center of your life, you need to understand something very essential. When you work on yourself, when you become the man that you can feel proud of, you will naturally attract women that are attracted to that kind of man. And here's the thing that a lot of guys lose, and a lot of guys don't really understand, because it's hard. And I don't blame you for not getting this immediately, because it's hard. It took me a very, very, very long time to understand this. And the key thing here is, we all have this expectation of this amazing woman that we're supposed to meet and marry and have a family with. But what we have of this expectation, what we want from this woman, is also accompanied by the man that you have to become in order to attract and keep this woman, right? So it's not just that you want all of these amazing qualities in this woman. You also need to have a bunch of list of qualities that are going to attract and keep this woman around. So you need to become the man who will attract this woman, right? So work on yourself and understand that the more comfortable you are with yourself and the more value you gain from your own self-worth, the more attractive you will be to that woman. So it's in your best self-interest. And I'm not really advocating here for just forget about women and never focus on women and never think about women. But for a time and place, yeah, focus on yourself. For a time and place, yeah, focus just on yourself and don't think about women. So the main important thing here is understanding that if you're going to be in a relationship with a woman, you need to understand that you're both partners in this situation, right? And you're partners in the situation in the sense that you're both complete people that are coming together to share your life. You're not out here trying to get something from that person or gain something from that person. They're not going to gift you their presence or their validation. They are here to share this life with you. And so they have their own burdens, their own responsibilities and everything else. And you have yours. But you come together and you share these things. And the more whole you are as a person, the more you've worked on yourself, the better it's going to be, because that person is not going to be carrying their baggage and yours, right? So the less baggage you have as a man, the better it's going to be for your relationship. And the same goes for your partner. Don't bring in a woman who's got a ton of baggage that she hasn't dealt with or has no intention of dealing with, because you're going to end up carrying that weight. It can all be boiled down to this. First of all, don't direct all of your validation, or all your attention, or all of your expectations on what a woman does in your life or doesn't do in your life. If you're doing that, you need to focus on yourself and bring back some balance into this. And in this discussion of balance, usually they talk about moderation. They talk about, well, you moderately want to work hard at your job, but you also want to spend time with family. And you want to pursue the things that you like, but you also want to dedicate some times to relaxing and chilling and enjoying the moment. And all these things are important, but balance also means inside balance, also means spiritual balance, also means mental balance, meaning that you don't derive your whole life by giving to this one person. That can be a moment that is beautiful and amazing. It needs to come from within. It needs to come from a place where you're giving. You're not expecting something in return. And in order for you to give to somebody else, you need to have something to give. That means taking care of yourself first so that you can give something back. Now, I hope that this is bringing you some clarity and some much needed guidance. If you have any kind of doubts or opinions or questions, leave it in the comments. Be respectful about it. Like the video if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Master your destiny and make this an amazing day. Take care.